Hello everybody.
Hi, I'm Veronica.
And my name is Natalia. And today, before I start talking, I want to tell you a little bit about RISE. RISE is a club that I founded along with 4 of my friends 2 years ago. We have a series of programs in a public school here. So we teach the 4th graders values, the 6th graders English classes, the 9th graders organization and studying skills, and we're currently restoring a public library. In our school, we're also running a program called RISE Middle School, where we teach 6th graders the importance of empowerment and self-esteem. But to us, RISE is much more than these programs that we run, because RISE did not start like this. RISE started a little bit more like this.
I was on my way to a public school somewhere in Panama with an educational curriculum I had designed with my friends. I was about to pitch in the idea to the principal of the school, and I was confident that she would welcome my proposal. Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Veronica. We spoke on the phone the other day about my organization, RISE.
Yeah.
Here, I brought an outline with all the courses we're willing to offer. We can look over them if you want.
Who would be teaching these classes?
We would. We have a club of over...
Where's your teacher?
No, we are in charge of the program.
How old are you?
We're all 16.
Oh, yeah, we'll call you back.
Okay. Thank you. This was sometimes the reaction we received in multiple public schools around Panama where we were ready to launch our program, RISE Kids. Sometimes when adults see us and they know our age, they think about all the things we can't do. 16 years old, can't vote, can't drive past 9 p.m., and don't even have fully developed frontal lobes. With all these preconceived ideas of what we couldn't do, it was impossible for adults to see us as potential part-time teachers.
Our vision was to launch a program where we could teach classes to younger kids, a values class and an English class. But before we could turn our vision into a reality, we had to sell it to the public school principals. We were young girls who were trying to teach even younger boys and girls, but we had the idea and the determination to start. We simply needed more people to believe that we could. After a lot of rejection from a lot of public schools, we finally found someone that believed in us, and we started teaching classes at el Instituto Nuestra Señora La Merced in El Chorrillo. Becoming full-time students and part-time teachers at the same time did not come easy to us. Our success story was not spontaneous or immediate. In fact, our success story has a series of challenges trailing behind. Before we became teachers, we had to learn how to become effective entrepreneurs. And even before that, we had to learn how to become effective leaders. Getting to where we are has been the longest journey of our very short lives. And today, we're here because we want to share with all of you the 3 lessons that we've learned on our road to becoming leaders, entrepreneurs, and teachers at the age of 16.
The first lesson we want to share with you tonight is that abstract ideas can become concrete. Every day of the week, we face small challenges, technical difficulties regarding our programs. A normal Tuesday night for us will go a little like this. Hello, Nati.
Hello?
We have a huge problem.
What?
The bus driver for Chorrillo just canceled, and I don't know what to do.
Oh, okay. Let's calm down. We got this. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, you post on the Facebook group, see if anybody has any bus driver contacts, and I'll try to look for something too.
Okay. Thank you. I'll call you back. I'm panicking, okay? Bye.
Oh, God. Okay. As you can see, our problems now are much more concrete than they were before. Because before, our problems went a little more like this.
Nati, I can't stop thinking about the girl effect video we saw yesterday.
Hey, I've been replaying it ever since you sent it to me. Okay, you know what? I think this might be a little crazy, but I think we should start something here in Panama.
What if we start with a club at school?
Yeah, but no one has started a club at school. How does that work?
You know when you have an idea and a million questions come to mind? This is exactly how we felt. It was also a problem because we were facing challenges for the first time, like talking to the authorities of our community, leading meetings, or even approaching someone that was older than us. It was also hard because as human beings, we're obsessed with the physicality of the world. We like problem solving when they are as easy as making a phone call or selling a ticket for a fundraiser. For this reason, when we are faced with problems that seem bigger than ourselves, we tend to back away from them. We know how hard it is to face questions like, what are we doing? Or what should our next step be? And sometimes we might be left with the thought that maybe we shouldn't do this at all, or this is just too complicated for us. But despite the presence of doubt, if you have an idea and you believe in it, there's only one important step you have to do. Start.
Before everybody starts panicking, we know starting is hard, but we also know how easy it becomes once you do. Starting does not necessarily mean you have your logo, 3 fundraisers, and everything planned. No. Starting can be as simple as finding an inspiring video and sharing it with the people around you. Starting is basically taking your big problem and solving a tiny fraction of it. There is a common concept in entrepreneurship labeled minimum viable product. I know this term sounds complicated, but it's really easy to understand. This basically is an analogy that compares your project's final vision to the construction of a car. Although you eventually want to end up constructing a Ferrari, you might as well start small, for example, a scooter. Because no matter how small or slow or primitive the scooter is, it is still a mode of transportation, and it will still allow you to get to places as you reach your ideal of constructing a car. On the other hand, if you start with a Ferrari right away, you're going to end up with 1 tire or 1 engine only, which are items that need the assistance of other items in order for them to be useful.
Many times during our beginning with Rise, we struggle with the idea of starting, simply because we wanted to start with our Ferrari. We envisioned what a Rise kid would look like every day of our lives. It would be a kid with his Rise backpack, his Rise shirt, his Rise notebook, his pencil case, and an undeniable desire to learn. The problem was, we didn't have backpacks, we didn't have notebooks, we didn't have shirts, but most importantly, we didn't have kids to turn into Rise kids.
So what did we do? We decided to start small. For us, it meant opening pilot classes in a public school here in Panama, but for you, it can mean a variety of things. Opportunities are never limited, and there's always someone that is willing to help. But most importantly, there's always someone that needs help. You should always ask yourself questions like, what do I need to accomplish, or why do I need to accomplish this? But you should never ask yourself questions like, am I the one that needs to get started? Because the answer is always yes.
The second lesson we want to share with you is that the team is more important than the idea. Because both teams and ideas change constantly, this is the hardest lesson to keep in mind, but it's also essential. The first fact you need to know once you become an entrepreneur is that it is okay to change your idea. And almost always, you'll change your idea at least once. And I know changes are scary, especially when they involve something you really care about, something you want to see succeed. As young leaders, we had nothing to fall back on. We had no safety to assure us we had a plan B. Luckily, we had a strong team, and we faced questions, and all these times we didn't know how to answer the questions, we stick together as a team. One leader can truly spark a domino effect, but a group of leaders can truly start a revolution. Working together with those that share your same passion is rewarding, and it will contribute to the effectiveness of your project. But this team needs to be as cohesive as possible. And how do you achieve this cohesiveness? With 2 important components: communication and patience.
Let's start with communication. Communicating with your team is important because you need to know your team in order for it to be effective. As the word indicates, the team is composed of many individuals, and we found out that no 2 individuals are alike. Everybody has a different personality, and thus everybody deserves a different approach. Even the tone and the wording of your directions as a leader needs to vary, and understanding what works with each member will allow your team to be effective. Communicating is important, and it must be done frequently. If it takes weekly to-do lists via Skype, email, Facebook, whatever you want, do it. As long as you take the time to know your team will take the time to work through all the changes that your organization goes through. And now, patience. We know that sometimes your group seems to be in absolute chaos, but please, never give up on any of the members. They're there because they truly care about the organization, and any challenges that you confront, you need to face them right away. Be patient for results, but stand by your team at all times. Because not everybody works at the same pace, and not everybody works the same way. But everybody is working towards the same goal, and that's what matters.
The third and last lesson we want to share is that passion will keep you going.
All of the other lessons are really important, but this one is truly the reason why we're standing here in front of you today. To read out the definition of passion would be wrong, because passion is different for every single one of us here today. And even to us both, who are members of the same organization, passion takes on very different forms.
To me, passion is drive. Passion is feeling overwhelmed because I have too many ideas in my head. Passion is constantly searching best fundraising activities or looking for ways to improve your project all the time. Passion is what makes hard work seem easy.
And to me, Passion is having a headache after a long day, but still running up the 5 flights of stairs to get to room 6A in El Chorrillo. Passion is 1 a.m. Skype calls trying to get the lesson plan ready. Passion is, Mom, I can't go out. I need to finish my rice curriculum. Or I'll eat lunch later. I really have to get to this meeting. Passion comes in small moments. It is not defined by grandiose moments that are clear thank yous for everything you do. On the contrary, passion comes in moments that perhaps only last a couple of seconds.
One day I was in class starting a lesson when all of a sudden Alessandro, the class clown, jumped out of his chair and started making jokes. When this usually happens, it takes about 5 minutes for me to calm them down and continue. But this time it was a little different. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Genesis raise her hand. Soon after, Ivana, Carlos, and all the others followed. In less than a minute, the class was completely quiet, and even Alessandro sat back down. I had showed them this method of bringing it back during our first days of school. And now, seeing them apply it without me having to lead it came with a satisfaction I cannot explain.
And a couple of weeks ago, as I was teaching my 6th grade English classes, we were going over an activity to review what we had learned during the week, which was feelings. So the activity went something like this. I would say, sad. They would have to act sad. Or angry. Excited. And they would do that. But what happens is that day, they had misbehaved since the moment I walked into the door. They were screaming, they were laughing, they were yelling, they were not listening to me, and I was exhausted. When I read out the word loved, I expected all my students to smile or signal hearts with their hand or something. But instead, they all started to stand up one by one, and they ran towards me, and they buried me in a massive hug. As I stood there with 25 children surrounding me and hugging me, it seemed like everything that had happened that day, them screaming, laughing, not paying attention to me, that didn't matter. And I realized that I could never be mad at my students. Experiencing moments like this is what makes us value what we do every day of our lives. As you can see, it takes one kid, one smile, one hug, or 10 raised hands to energize us to keep going, to keep fighting for what we once envisioned abstractly, but to never give up, despite the many struggles that we're forced to face on a daily basis.
Becoming teachers, entrepreneurs, and leaders has been our greatest accomplishment in our 18 years of life. We started out as 16 years old who were disregarded for being too young, who had no idea what a curriculum looked like, and who thought their ideas were too big and thus too impossible. Now, we have taught others that age is just a number. We can design curriculums under 2 hours, and our most successful projects started out as bold and abstract ideas. This process has also helped us become better human beings, because with every lesson we teach on the value of respect, we learn to respect those around us. And with every lesson we teach on the importance of education, we learn to appreciate what we have. It is important that you remember that passion can be found at a young age. And despite stigmas like, you're too young to find what you love, or this is just a phase, it's never too early to start.
So find what you love, and you will find your purpose. Find what others need, and use your passion to assist those who need it. Start small and be patient, but be resilient, and always remember that what keeps you going is your passion. We don't want anybody in this crowd to ever feel insignificant because of their age. On the contrary, assert your own authority and show others that you should be valued by your work, your ideas, and your will to make them happen, not by the year you were born in or by the grade you are currently in. So start now, and never, ever underestimate the power that we, as young, emerging leaders, have. And if at times, those around you start to doubt your potential to change the world, we want all of you to ask them the following question. How can we, the youth of today and the adults of tomorrow, create an effective future if we don't have a voice in the present?
Thank you.